everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. Tannehill's Dolphins going up against Roethlisberger's Steelers.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They love the black and gold here in the Steel City, and a few moments ago, their Steelers emerged from the Heinz Field tunnel. They're set, we're set, as the Steelers are ready to do battle with the Miami Dolphins. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. On first down, Tannehill. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. He is, by the way, Jarvis Landry, the man who led the NFL in receptions this last year, 112 of them.
The only issue for him, because he did put it in the end zone 9 times, and people fear him as a running back after he catches the ball, he only averaged 8.8 yards per catch. And that's really down for him. Normally, he gets more after it. But, boy, he is a catch machine in the short career he's had.
Also had a career-high 9 touchdowns in 2017, more than the last 2 years combined. Back to throw, Tannehill. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards. On first down, Drake looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point you got to win at the point of attack, and on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. But expanding a little bit on Kenyon Drake, interesting year because hardly used early on. Then Jay Ajayi goes to Philly, and he took over as the Dolphins' lead back after that trade.
And was never a lead back in college. He was always that accessory piece who helped him in the special teams as well. So we'll see what the Dolphins decide to do in 2018. See if they give him a little competition at that spot.
And the broken tackle. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Drake off the give from Tannehill. Finding room to the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake, 34 yards. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. So they start this game just like they won. Opening drive touchdown, a nice run there to finish it off.
Yeah, that's what we call an explosive run because of the distance. And being able to do that, that puts a little uncertainty in the minds of your opponent.
Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. Well, he's going to take a shot right away. And this will be caught at the 30. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play. Roethlisberger to Brown. 47 yards. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. And he goes out of bounds inside the 10 at the 9. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another first down. And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Now Bell. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. On second down, Roethlisberger forced out to his left. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. This is caught. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Le'Veon Bell from 6 yards away. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, as we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off-air, it was just a fluid game, not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
There he goes right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenyon Drake with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl, but 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999 where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady. Now Roethlisberger on first down. Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be second down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now a first down carry by Bell. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
But he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism, because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
Oh, I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on, come on.
Fine. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big...
Le'Veon Bell, it's a foot race. Past the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Miami's offense getting ready to come back out onto the field. Take a step back, Charles. You look at the Dolphins in 2017. Look, they were 10-6 in 2016. Many people thought, wow, here we go. 2017 high hopes. They limped to a 6. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 20. 10, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. Now Parkey for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether...
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Cameron Wake in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On second down, it's Bell. And he's going to be stopped dead in his tracks at the 21-yard line. Call it a 6-yard gain. Still plenty of work to do coming up. 3rd and 14. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now Ben on 3rd and long. He gets it to Brown, complete. Brown with a stick skip. Antonio Brown crowd kiss him goodbye. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown, 79 yards. And the Steelers have now made this a one-score game. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up, and we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today is track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far, and fun to watch. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year, and they totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the...
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Steelers.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. And call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. And that'll be incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just want to ride there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
On 2nd down, it's Drake. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. As they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. So they run it on 2nd down. Now let's see what 3rd down brings here for the offense. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he rifles it complete, caught by Landry. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Tannehill to Landry, good for a Dolphin first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Parkey's kick is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So no problems there with that one as they're able to put 3 up on the board.
Yeah, it's pretty much a winless night. There's only a very light breeze, so it's a perfect night for kickers. And like you say, no problems with that one.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And they're able to get this one across the 35. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. The Steeler offense now with the football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Andre Branch in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And this is caught by Martavis Bryant. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They give him a gain of 37.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
He's had a big game tonight, and while no one's going to be overly concerned about that last play, you also know that the offense coordinator does not want to see that happen again. They want to get back to doing what they've been doing all game long.
And he'll go down at the 28. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Now Roethlisberger to throw, escaping the pressure right, and that is incomplete.
I know we're doing this game live, but let's step into the film room for just a second, because when they review this play, oh, the negatives are going to be incredible on this one. Rolling out to his right. Yeah, he's right-handed, so that's a natural spot for him. But he throws back across his body back into traffic.
Big no-no.
Oh, that's a monster no-no. The only good thing that happened, it fell incomplete. Very fortunate.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. Counter play, Drake. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it. And he loses the football a 2nd time, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
And I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
From the red zone now, Tannehill. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Dolphin football. It's also Dolphin lead to begin quarter number 4. . Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Tannehill hands to Drake. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd and short, Drake. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. On 4th down, Tannehill. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14. 6 yards on the pickup, and that's going to make it 4th down. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a 1st down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
And he finds McDonald. That one good for 7 that time. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Now Roethlisberger going to hand to Bell. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'll go again with Bell. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit. One
of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Roethlisberger will throw. He's going to look deep down the field, and that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Antonio Brown, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. The receivers have been running them ragged. Maybe some tired legs in the secondary, maybe some tired legs in the pass rush. Didn't get to it, and look what resulted. A touchdown, tie game. They got a chance to take the lead. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down. Tie game late, and the offense really has to be conscious of the clock here as it's becoming a factor late in this ball game. Here's Tannehill. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Even score late in the 4th. Let's see if the defense can play within themselves, not give up the big play and contain, and keep this knotted up. A handoff to the right side. It's Drake, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the gun, here's Tannehill. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he's going to go out of bounds, taking it down inside the 25. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. A give running right, Drake. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On 1st and goal, Drake. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Kenyon Drake taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins have broken our tie as they take the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced the 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give him the advantage.
And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. This is Bell on the dump-off. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's a gain of 7, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. So now it's 4th down and short, and whatever they do, run or pass it, they've got to pick up the first here.
Yeah, and you mentioned running it. That is still an option, but as you also said, they've got to do it quickly and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They'll look to throw. This one complete right side to McDonald. It's a pickup of 19, and it's good enough for a Pittsburgh first down. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
So he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Le'Veon Bell in the final minute. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Lawrence Timmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though, now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Tannehill to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This was the old NFL record distance for decades, a 63-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.